We are live from the White Swan studio.
Welcome to the Food Project.
We are a nation of food lovers.
We buy it, we try it, and we know what we like.
Whether we get the recipe from a family cookbook or through social media, we love to share our food secrets with each other.
Our food choices make us unique and reflect our personalities.
We can get our ingredients from across the globe, from the local megastore, or simply from our back garden.
It's quite clear that we have a different relationship with the food today than we did 100 years ago, and we have much more choice to decide from.
What impacts your appetite?
Welcome to the Food Project.
Hello and welcome to the Food Project, where today we're discussing what influences everyone's appetite. I'm Tom.
And I'm Nicole, and our mission today is to find out the effect that culture, cost, convenience and media has on our appetite.
Let's look at what's coming up on today's show. We'll be looking at how the cost of different foods affects what we eat by comparing name brands with supermarket own brands, testing whether people can really taste the difference.
I'll be heading to the Isambard Kingdom Brunel to talk to their duty manager about how convenience plays a key role in restaurants today.
We'll summarise the importance of culture, cost, convenience and media to get a better understanding about what influences us the most.
And to close the show, we're going to be speaking to Wild Time owner Kelly Kemp to get her opinion about what influences the nation's appetite. In the United Kingdom, we have embraced the eating rituals of cultures worldwide, with southern fried chicken from the USA, chow mein from China, curries from India, pizzas from Italy, and of course, rice from Japan. It's clear that immigration and colonisation is of major importance as to where these influences are derived from.
Yes, we are responsible for many culinary classics here in Britain. Fish and chips is a British staple meal, and other foods originated here include Eton mess, bangers and mash, the famous roast dinner, and of course the full English breakfast. But there are so many great foods that we know and love that have come from across the sea.
So can you tell me what Eton mess is?
Well, it's like meringue mixed together with ice cream and traditionally strawberries. It is so nice. You should try it.
Yeah,
Yes,
I do need to try that.
Absolutely.
Well, you only have to walk down the high street to get a glimpse on the food choices we now have that originated from other parts of the globe, and it is now completely normal to suggest a Chinese on a night in with the girls or an Indian on a night out with the boys.
Yes, as a nation we're considered adventurous eaters, and our desire for foods located worldwide is evidence of this fact. Exotic foods have always interested us as Brits, with the pineapple being a status symbol in the 18th century. Such a rarity that some would even rent them as a decoration for their parties. How about that?
A pineapple?
Yes.
That's so weird.
Yes.
But this desire and interest in foods from all around the world has only increased over the years, in particular with Indian food, which has been a favourite of our palates for a very long time.
However, the Indian food industry that we know and love today was established in the 1940s. When World War II struck, a number of Indian sailors began to buy bombed-out chippies and cafes, selling curry and rice alongside the well-established fish, pies and chips.
They'd stay open late and make money from those leaving the pub, and this is how the ritual of the post-pub curry was born. Unfortunately, recovery from World War II took a while, and with rationing being maintained until 1954, this left the public more willing and open to try new things.
After 1971, following war in their homeland, there was an increase of Bangladeshis, particularly in London's East End. Many of them entered the catering trade, and now a staggering 65 to 75% are owned by them. Without their hard work, we wouldn't have the curry industry that we have today.
No, definitely not. And it's become a normality in everyday life. And even former Foreign Secretary Robin Cook is reported to have described the chicken tikka masala as a true British national dish and a fine example of an Indian recipe modified for British tastes. Although culture plays a key part to influencing our appetites, the price of food also has an impact, particularly for students.
Absolutely, yes. And with the cost of living getting higher and higher each year, the amount we're willing to pay for the food we buy is a massive influence.
So, we sent out our field reporters Tom and Hosanna out on a mission to find out just how much the cost of food is reflected in the final product we get. Let's take a look.
Hi, I'm Tom,
And I'm Hosanna.
and we're here in the Eldon Hub testing our fellow students' knowledge on branded food versus non-branded food.
Today, Tom and I decided to test the public to see if they can really taste the difference.
Let's see how it goes. So as you can see, a small 20% got crisps and cola wrong, a small 30% got bread wrong, but in contrast to that, a massive 50% got squash wrong, and an even bigger 70% got biscuits wrong.
Most people can tell the difference between brand and non-branded items. On average, off-brand items are 60% cheaper than branded items. Will you make the switch? Tweet us at Food Project Port.
Back to the studio.
A massive thank you there to Hosanna and Tom. And there you have it. It seems as though it depends on the particular product itself, if it matters whether you buy branded or non-branded products. So, Nicole, has this changed your opinion at all?
Well, I think it has a little bit. I mean, I'm not going to be so strict on buying branded products now. I might branch out to the non-branded products. So, yeah, maybe it has.
Now, convenience is also a major influence in the choices we make. Convenience stores and fast food chains are an important part of the food industry, and it doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon.
So, this brought up an important question. How much does convenience play a role in the choices we make?
Having easy access to unhealthy foods can be a recipe for dietary disaster. And a new study suggests that convenience holds a massive influence in what we decide to eat.
Well, yes, and we're all busier than ever, and with the need of quick foods on the rise, the first place we seem to turn are the foods located at our favourite fast food chains, and of course the meal deals offered at our local supermarkets.
Yes, avoiding eating for hours and hours due to our busy schedules is something we're all more likely to do. And researchers estimated that individuals who waited 5 hours instead of 4 between meals or snacks ate an extra 52 calories at the next meal. Those who extended the length of time between eating to 6 hours took in an additional 91 calories. They soon add up, don't they?
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Well, these calories come from high sugar and high fat foods, the kind of foods located in fast food restaurants and supermarket meal deals. It's easier than ever to stop by for a bag of chips or a cheeseburger, and it's no wonder that our busy nation are choosing to consume these foods than spending their time cooking at home.
It's clear as day that convenience is a big part of our current dietary choices, and with these meals usually being cheaper too, cost remains to be an important factor in the decision making as well.
Now, earlier on I went to interview Tess Mary at the Isambard Kingdom Brunel, which is a franchise of a popular pub, to find out how important they think that convenience is.
Hello, I'm Tess. I'm a duty manager at the IKB.
Could you tell us how the IKB is convenient for customers?
I think the IKB is convenient for customers because it's good value for money. It's quick service and it's quite efficient. So it's pretty much everything you need encompassed in under one roof.
So what would you say is the profile of a standard customer?
You have your commuters that are through trade, which come in generally for breakfast, coffees, and are gone. You have your student body type, which obviously a lot of people can relate to.
So as you may be aware, there are many emerging food trends. How do you adapt your menu to these?
What is deemed as your pub classics, on which we still have now, by looking at the new emerging dishes or fashions within that, and creating menus up to that. So we change our menus twice a year, spring and autumn, and we take the most successful of those trends and sort of put those in there.
How do you feel that the items bar Kings in Brunel sits on the convenience scale? So obviously we've got fast food and we've got reasonable price eating out food.
That's very difficult because we are pretty much in the middle.
Yeah.
So we offer good quality food for a very reasonable price and aim to deliver it within a very reasonable time.
And this is our last question, and then we'll leave you to get on, as we do see it is quite busy in here today. How do you expect to better yourselves within the next few years? Are there any upcoming plans?
As a business, you're always critically looking at yourself. You're always looking at your menu, always doing competitor checks and SWOT analyses of the area. If you don't plan to improve, then you're never really going to grow. So it's part of our success already, really. Just constantly trying to better ourselves, really. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Welcome.
It was a pleasure talking to you.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
The media also has a major influence on the way we discover and choose our foods, and through the recent years in particular, many have been turning to veganism because of what they've seen online.
Documentaries on Netflix, vloggers on YouTube and even viral videos on Facebook have all inspired others to take the leap of faith and discard meat and other animal products from their diets.
The amount of people who are taking on this diet has increased drastically in the last couple of years. In 2006, 150,000 people in the UK were living with a plant-based diet. That now stands at 542,000, an increase of 350%.
Wow. Many, such as well-known vloggers Vegan Family TV, contribute their decision on documentaries they've seen online, such as Forks Over Knives, Earthlings, Cowspiracy and Vegucated.
Others would say it's the viral videos that can be found on social networking sites such as Facebook and Twitter of the way in which animals are killed.
Instagram is also a driving force for the rise of individuals going vegan, as many who already live by this lifestyle post information, recipes and vegan alternatives, helping others to see that it's a sustainable lifestyle choice.
Yes, and this movement is driven by the young, as 43% of vegans in the UK are now aged 15 to 34, compared with the 14% who are over 65. It seems as though veganism is a popular lifestyle choice and growing. You only have to go online to see this.
Yes, so what do you think? You at home will now be the judge and the jury. We've looked at a lot of contributing factors that affect what we eat at home and on the go. Tweet which factor has the biggest influence on what you eat, whether it's culture, cost, convenience or media. Then add #TheFoodProject.
So let's give you a helping hand and have a quick summary.
Food. It's everywhere you look. From the adverts you see on TV, fast food outlets down every street, the market stalls offering cultural cuisine in every supermarket buying buy one get one free. We all know food is a necessity for daily life, but what is the biggest influence on our food choices today? We're going to give you the rundown so you can decide for yourself. Media is one of the biggest influences overall, with Ofcom saying that UK adults spend an average of 8 hours and 41 minutes a day on media devices. How much of this is overwhelmed in food advertisements being blasted at our faces? Several experimental studies showing that children exposed to ads during children's TV consumed 45% more snacks compared to those who were not. During these studies, they came to the conclusion that these adverts did not have an effect on adults. However, media still affects them in different ways. Since before the start of buy one get one free offers, the British public have always loved a good bargain. We will always want to get something cheap, going for all the deals we can find and expecting that this means we're spending our money wisely, but this doesn't always work out to our advantage. It can lead us to waste food, and the average household will throw out an incredible £470 a year of food. With that money, you could afford to fly with a friend from London to Paris for a weekend and still have £280 spare for the accommodation. Look at the amount of fast food restaurants that can be found in Portsmouth alone. It's no surprise that many of us find ourselves stopping off at these restaurants from time to time, especially if we're having a busy day and want a quick fix for our hunger. A study published by the University of Cambridge found that in the last 18 years, the number of takeaway restaurants has risen by 45%, with the British public now spending a staggering £29.4 million a year on food. It's clear as day that convenience plays a prominent role in the food choices of consumers today. It wasn't all that long ago that the British were notorious for very bland and very boring foods. For a long time, eating patterns in British households barely changed from week to week. To our grandparents, the idea that foods from around the world would start popping up in local supermarkets wouldn't have been something they'd ever predicted, let alone that they'd be widely enjoyed by people around the country too. So there we have it. Each of these factors have a prominent influence on our appetite, but which is the most important? Tweet us at #TheFoodProject and we'll find out at the end of the show.
We are now joined today by Wild Time owner Kelly Kemp to get her opinion on the matter, which may sway you at home. Remember guys, tweet either culture, cost, convenience or media and then #TheFoodProject to vote.
Hi Kelly, thank you so
Hello.
much for joining us today in the studio. So to begin with, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and why you're involved in the food industry?
Sure. So my name's Kelly. I'm one of the directors at Wild Time Whole Foods, which is based in Palmerston Road in Southsea. And we are a whole food shop, so we specialise in kind of alternative products, so veganism, gluten-free products, sugar-free products, paleo diets, so all of those kind of dietary requirements that maybe aren't very mainstream. And we also have a takeaway and juice bar, so we also cook all of our own food each day as well. So we've got quite a range of things going on, but that's how we're involved.
Fantastic. So how did you go about setting up your own business? Did somebody influence you? Why did you set it up in food?
Well, we're a worker cooperative, so there's 9 of us all together, and we all came together because we wanted to do something positive in the community to promote healthy lifestyle, to promote veganism and making informed choices about your diet. And so we are a non-profit organisation, so we run as a social enterprise, and we're there basically to try and help serve the community in the best way possible.
Oh, that's amazing.
Fantastic, yes.
So as you know on the show today, we've got 4 factors that we're exploring as to which one influences our nation's appetite. So they're culture, cost, convenience and media. So where would you put yourself and your whole food store?
Well, I think people are moving much more towards a healthy lifestyle because they're able to make more informed choices because of the wealth of information kind of on the internet, things that are shared on social media. They're able to find new recipes. They're able to try things that traditionally might not have been in cookbooks or passed down from family. So I definitely think the media has played a massive part in people moving towards a healthy lifestyle.
Now, speaking about media, I was taking a look at your website and Facebook page the other night, and I stumbled across a couple of very delicious looking cheesecakes, I have to say. But they aren't just ordinary cheesecakes, they were gluten-free and suitable for vegans. So are all your products suitable for things like veganism, or what sort of products do you sell?
Well, everything in the shop is vegan. First and foremost, we're a whole food shop, so obviously we want to promote healthy products. We have a massive range of gluten-free products. Specifically on our takeaway, everything is gluten-free, vegan, sugar-free. We have the odd gluten product, but we always have a gluten-free alternative. We do juices and smoothies. I've bought a range of my favourite snacks from the shop for you to try after the show.
Oh, that's exciting. But yeah, that would be really nice.
Cool.
So just quickly, would you like to just shout out your store?
Yeah, sure. So please come and visit us at Wild Time Whole Foods. We're based in Palmerston Road, and we're always happy to help with any of your requirements.
Oh, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
So just quickly as well, so we're definitely putting you on the media scale of the factors. So out of all of them, you're definitely on the media side. Yeah, perfect. Okay, well, thanks a lot for joining us today in the studio.
Thank you.
So let's find out what you at home think influences our food choices the most from social media. So let's have a look. So it's stated that 40% of you have stated that you choose media as your most influential factor. 30% is cost, 20% is convenience, and surprisingly nobody has hashtagged culture, which is quite unusual.
That is unusual, isn't it? But there we have it. It looks as though media is the winner and the most important factor that the nation think about.
So, if you haven't done so already, please follow us on Twitter to get involved. Thank you for watching The Food Project.
See you soon.
Goodbye.